Hi again. Right, here we go again for some phonics. So let's start with our tricky words, and then next week I'm going to add some more tricky words. Okay, so we need to know these by the end of this week. So the first one is my, very good. This one is of. This one is come. Come and do some phonics. This one is should. So we looked at that in the last phonics session, didn't we? He could like are, we are going to do some phonics, would, and me. Okay, I know I point this out all the time, but remember the difference this one is my, and this one is me. My, me. Me, my. Good. Okay. So, today you should have a piece of paper that's been divided up into 5 sections. So we're looking at I sound, aren't we? So we have this spelling of I. I can bring that a little bit closer. Is that a bit better? So we've got this spelling of I. We've got the split digraph, I. We've got this one, like in my, that one. We've got this one. And then we've also got this one. I'm not sure we looked at this one last time. So we know this one is an I when it's on its own, but just like the last week can sometimes make that sound, this I can sometimes make an I sound. So we've talked about when it's a capital, that's the capital and that's the word I. So when it's all on its own, it's the word I. Okay, but sometimes we have just this letter in a word that makes an I sound. So we'll have a look at that at the end. So I'm going to do a similar thing to what I did last phonics lesson. So I'm going to write a word on the board and I want you to tell me which spelling of I we've used. So let's try this. I just said an I word, but we're not trying try. We're doing this one. What's this word? It's got a digraph and a trigraph in it. So it's I. Thigh. Can you point to your thigh? This is your thigh. Your thigh. So which spelling have I used for the word thigh? Can you find it on your piece of paper? And underneath, you're going to write it, saying the sounds as you write it. I. Thigh. Good job. Okay, let's try another one. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What's this word? So remember, this is making an I sound. I. I. Cry. Don't cry if you get it wrong. It's fine. So find the spelling on your page and we're going to write it. I. I'm going to show you something. Oh, actually, we might do a few more words with I. So let's try. Let's try. 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 How might we spell try? So which spelling have I used for the word try? So let's try hard to read the word I. So find it on your board. I. Right, I'm going to show you something. This spelling we sometimes use when we're doing the past tense of these words. Okay, so today I had a cry. Yesterday I cried a lot. I cried. So to spell cried, I'm going to change the Y into an I. Cried. Cried. Okay, so those two are linked. Can you do the same with try? So in the last video, I tried really hard. Tried. So we're going to change this Y into this I. Tried. Tried. So again, these two are linked. So can you see that? That is a spelling pattern. That's what we call a spelling pattern. So this is how we change it from a current tense, so a present tense, to a past tense. So yesterday I cried. Okay. Yesterday I really tried hard. I will try, so that's future tense as well. So tomorrow I will try really hard. Tomorrow I will try not to cry. Oh, it's also confusing, isn't it? Let's try some other I spellings. Let's see, what else have I got here? What's this word? Fright. You gave me a fright. Which spelling for I have I used on there? Write it on your piece of paper under the right spelling. Fright. Make sure you're getting all the sounds in your trigraph, because if you leave out a sound, it won't be spelt right. Okay, if you leave out a letter, sorry, not a sound, if you leave out a letter, it's not going to make the right sound. Let's try. What's this one? Do you know? So I'll give you a clue. That's a split digraph. So wise. Wise. The wise old owl knew what to do. Wise. So can you find that on your board and write it using the correct spelling? Wise. Wise. Don't forget that at the end. Fabulous. And let's try. What's this one? It's got lots of sounds in, so you need to hold all those sounds in your mind while you're sounding them out. Oh, sorry, I'll try and hold it still for you. So it's stripe. I wonder if any of you are wearing stripes today. Do you have stripes on your clothes? So which spelling have I used there for stripe? Write it on your page under the right spelling. Stripe. Stripe. Okay. So now we're going to have a look at a few words that have this letter that's making the I sound. So if I write, my last video stopped unexpectedly, so I'm going to carry on. So here's a word that makes the I sound with just the I, the I letter. So if I was to sound it out with an I sound here, so final. Final. So this all at the end is a little bit tricky. So final. So sometimes in sport you have a grand final at the end of the season. If something is at the end, it's final. That's it. Okay. Mrs. Evans often says, this is your final warning, don't I? Final. Okay, so this is where the it on its own is actually making an I sound. Final. So can you write that on your board for me, please? Final. Here's another one that just has the I. What's this word? So again, if I used an I sound there, p-i-o-ot, pilot. Does that make sense? Pilot. But if I use an I sound in there, p-i-o-ot, pilot. And again, that end of the word is a little bit tricky. Do you think you can work out what that word is? Pilot. Pilot. So like a person who drives or flies an aeroplane. A pilot. Pilot. So again, under this I, can you write pilot? Good, and we'll do one more with this funny I sound. What's this one? So again, item. Item. So when you go to the shop, you might buy lots of items to put in your basket. You might put lots of items in your basket. And when you have to go through the checkout, sometimes it will say 8 items or less for the quick checkout. So items. So again, this I letter is just making an I sound. So let's write it on our piece of paper. Item. Okay, so lots of ways to spell I. So we're not going to write a sentence today because that was quite long and I have a feeling my video just ran out of time. So on the next video, we're going to do a little bit of another sound. Ooh. We're going to do a little bit of ooh revision and then we're going to write 2 sentences. All right, I'll see you then.